The first thing Zathrax noticed about the human was the absence of fear. Every other species that had ever faced the Galactic Council trembled. Some visibly shook. Others leaked various bodily fluids. A few even collapsed into unconsciousness when faced with the assembled might of the 17 most powerful civilizations in the known universe. But this human? She smiled. Ambassador Chen, the council speaker announced, voice booming through the crystalline chamber. You stand before us as the first representative of your species. We have studied your planet from afar for centuries. Your wars, your pollution, your relentless consumption of resources. Explain why we should welcome humanity into galactic society. The human nodded politely and reached into her pocket. Several council guards raised their weapons, but she only produced a small device which she placed on the floor before her. Honorable Council, she began, her voice clear and unwavering. I understand your concerns, truly I do, but before I address them, I would like to demonstrate something uniquely human. The device projected a hologram of Earth, spinning slowly. This is our home, she continued, one planet among billions, unremarkable in many ways. We have no natural armor, no venomous appendages, no ability to fly or breathe underwater. By galactic standards, we are physically inferior to nearly every species represented here today. Several council members nodded in agreement, mandibles clicking or tentacles waving in what passed for smug satisfaction across multiple species. And yet, Ambassador Chen said, pressing another button, we created this. The hologram shifted to display a montage, humans building massive structures, crafting intricate art, performing complex surgeries, launching spacecraft, diving to ocean depths, scaling mountain peaks, dancing in groups, comforting each other in times of grief. We have a saying on Earth, necessity is the mother of invention. Our weaknesses forced us to become strong in other ways. We cooperate, we innovate, we adapt. She looked directly at the Vukathari representative, whose species was known for their isolationist tendencies. We understand what it means to be alone in the universe, to look up at the stars and wonder if anyone else is out there. That loneliness drove us to reach outward, not in fear, but in hope. The council chamber had fallen completely silent. But perhaps our greatest strength, she said, switching the display again, is this. Now the hologram showed dozens of different human languages, script flowing and transforming from one to another. On our single world, we developed over 7,000 distinct languages, not dialects, languages, each with its own structure, rhythm, and worldview. We became masters of translation not because it was easy, but because it was hard, because we needed to understand each other to survive. She switched off the device and straightened her posture. Distinguished council members, I stand before you not just as a human, but as a translator. That is what humanity offers the galaxy. We translate, between words, between ideas, between species. We bridge gaps. We find connections where others see only differences. The Mazolti counselor, known for their aggressive expansion policies, leaned forward. Pretty words, Ambassador, but words cannot change the fact that your species is violent, unpredictable. Chen nodded. Yes, we can be, just as we can be compassionate and selfless. We contain multitudes, as one of our poets said, and that is precisely why we understand complexity better than any single-minded species. She gestured to the vast chamber around them. Look at this council, 17 species, each with different biologies, different values, different goals. You maintain peace through rigid protocols and careful distance, but true cooperation, true understanding, that requires translation. It requires someone willing to stand in the gap between worldviews and build bridges. The human pulled out a second device larger than the first. In this data core, I carry the complete linguistic and cultural database of Earth, over 100,000 years of human communication. Poetry, philosophy, mathematics, music, scientific papers, religious texts, legal documents, love letters, everything that makes us who we are. She placed it gently on the floor. This is our gift to the Galactic Council, not as a plea for acceptance, but as an offer of service. Humanity does not ask to join your ranks out of fear or necessity. We offer ourselves as translators for a galaxy that desperately needs to understand itself better. For a long moment, the council chamber remained silent. Then, surprisingly, the Krexnar representative began to make a sound that their species used to indicate profound respect. "The human speaks truth," the Krexnar said, their crystalline voice resonating through the chamber. "For 3 centuries, my people have tried to establish meaningful diplomatic relations with the Jaxari without success. Perhaps we have lacked translators." One by one, other council members voiced similar observations. Long-standing conflicts, misunderstandings, trade disputes that had festered for generations. The council speaker raised a limb for silence. "Ambassador Chen, your presentation is unexpected. We must deliberate on your proposal." Chen bowed slightly. "Of course, Speaker. Take all the time you need. We humans have become very good at waiting for the right moment." As she was escorted from the chamber, Chen allowed herself a small smile. The first rule of translation was knowing your audience. And she had just translated humanity into something the council could understand. Not a threat, but a solution. Human ingenuity had taken many forms throughout history. But perhaps their greatest achievement was this: translating themselves into whatever the universe needed them to be. In the vast lexicon of galactic species, humanity might be just one entry. But we are the ones who wrote the dictionary. Ambassador Mei Chen, first human representative to the Galactic Council, 2157.